There's some strange doctrines floating around. By the way, that idea of strange doctrines, the same thing's happening today. There are teachings that are floating around that may sound good, but they aren't biblical. They may be popular teachings. They may sound okay, but they're not biblical. Let me give you just a few examples, and you might say, well, these aren't big, but look, they start in the small things. Number one, money is the root of all evil. Have you ever heard that? Money is the root of all evil. I've heard that taught in churches. Yet in 1 Timothy 6:10, Paul says it has nothing to do with money. It's the love of money that's going to be the challenge. A second teaching you might have heard yourself is that God helps those who help themselves. Any good thief should throw that one out, right? God helps those who help themselves, so I help myself. Actually, God wants you to yield to Him. He doesn't want you to do it on your own. He wants you to yield to Him and through Him to do things. Maybe you've heard this one as a child, a whale swallowed Jonah. There's even some cartoons about this whale that swallowed Jonah. That's not biblical. Matter of fact, it might have been a grouper, just as a great fish. How about there were 3 wise men that came to Jesus? We even have a song, "We 3 kings of Orient are." It doesn't say in Scripture that there's 3. We assume 3 because there's 3 gifts. There could have been a whole group of people that were there, these wise men that came from afar. Or maybe you've heard that, number 5, Mary Magdalene was a prostitute. It's a very common teaching in churches. It actually never says that in Scripture, but we sometimes teach that. Or a silly one, women should only work at home. Well, Proverbs 31 seems to go against that. Just look at Proverbs 31, and the wife's doing some crazy great stuff. Or maybe number 7, Jesus was poor. There's actually no evidence to state that Jesus was poor. We assume that because Joseph was a carpenter. We think that he was out like a chippy or like putting up walls, but the word that's used is probably he was more like a mason guy working with stone, or it's a word that can mean a general contractor. Doesn't mean that he was destitute and living in poverty, though we often throw that on Jesus. I'm not saying he was wealthy. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that we always just throw out he's automatically poor when Scripture doesn't necessarily say that specifically. So some simple things that we can grasp and we can begin to twist it.